Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This channel is dedicated to sculptures and spirituality. My name is Lorenzo De Francesco and we are in my studio in January the 2nd, 2026. I am here to expose and to make it public this white sculpture is made of white marble. It's approximately 30 inches and it's made of one piece of Carrara, absolutely white Carrara marble. And this is a representation of a story, a representation of something that I value very much. I do sculptures because sculpture is what I like to do, and I have been doing it for a long time, and it is something that interests me, differently from painting or cultivating this or cultivating that. This is my third version, and it's not the last one. It's just another study for the larger one that I hope to be doing it very soon, sometime soon. This particular one is done in 2020. Is made of limestone and painted on top and textured. It's still the same subject. And this one here, the little one, is made of plaster. It's just another study that did not really express entirely the idea, the visions of what I wanted to express. The title of those sculptures are The Snake and the Rope. It's kind of a strange subject, but let me explain it a little bit. So when you are walking, for example, in a dark room and you see something like this, you have very little perceptions of what this could be. And the first image that may come to you is that this is a snake. And so fears, emotions, feelings, excitations, anxiety might arise. And that impressions and that belief that your mind perceived to be a snake will cause all that. But in reality, turning the lights on, this snake appears to be actually a rope. So all your fears, all your feelings, all your impressions disappear. It's just like the examples of the sky, looking at the blue sky, and you thinking the sky is blue. But in reality, the sky is not really blue. The air doesn't have any color, but the belief systems of the mind makes you think that that's blue. So the belief system of the mind, the compositions of this mind that it's called me, creates a belief systems and creates so much mental knowledge that it disenfranchises, it stays away, it moves away from what the reality is. And what is the reality? And while we talk about the reality, what the reality is, in effect, is something that you cannot put a finger on it, you cannot touch, you cannot smell, you cannot sense. It is the absolute itself in which everything happens. So the reality and the absolute are basically the same thing. The reality is versus the unreality, means what appears versus what it is. What it is untouchable. What it is not made of anything that the mind can confabulate or think or touch or smell or feel, or it doesn't go into the senses, but it is itself a state, a bardo of his own. In that nothingness, full emptiness, happens everything. And we get confused that the images that we perceive, the emotions that we feel, the feelings that we have, is the reality. But in effect, it is not. So that is why it's so important to realize what is that you can count on it in this span of appearance of, call it life, that will be helpful to you, that will be helpful to be on this life, as life. That is why a lot of Buddhism and a lot of Hinduism and a lot of Christianity and a lot of other religions speaks loudly about you are not just what you think you are not just what you appear to be, but you are actually the awareness that makes you understand what you're looking at. Without awareness, we will not see neither the snake, neither the rope. But so it's the awareness that is the light that it illuminates all things, illuminates all objects, illuminates all thoughts. See, the mind is a thought-producing machine, so to speak. It never stops because that's its job, that's its nature. And yet, the mind can be controlled only with a sense of knowledge of what the mind is. So there is an important message in between the unreality and the reality and the nature of the mind. And the mind always plays the game of the cop and the thief. And so sometimes it's a thief, sometimes it's a guard, sometimes it's the robber, sometimes it's the one that arrests you. And so it is so important, to my opinion, not to my opinions, but for so many aspects of how to live in peace and how to live in harmony with one expressions of being, which is this physical body, this physical identity. So the stories of the snake and the rope is a stories that describes and points out and trying to clarify the mistakes, the obscurity of what the mind creates. Be clear in the mind who you really are. To be clear, it means to know exactly what is your true nature and to investigate what this mind can do. And thank you so much for spending a few minutes with me and witnessing my last versions of my snake and the rope. Thank you so much.